Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the some more biblical connections and involving the people that we surround ourselves with. This is just more proof that the Bible is very practical and it can be applied to our everyday lives. So the verse in the Bible that I'm using, it says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise. Um, whoever whoever but the companion of fools will suffer harm." So whoever is with whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, and whoever um kind of like is with the fools becomes eventually becomes fools. Um and that's just like an overall rule, and like there's plenty of studies and stuff to back this up, like with science and research and all that. And so basically just like, people say that you will become more like the people you hang out with. Not only is it true, but the Bible also backs up and supports it, obviously. And I noticed that when I started hanging out with a particular group of friends, I started to be smart like them, talk like them, act like them. Like when I was still in high school, I was struggling with like who do I hang out with, and I ended up hanging out with these with these people, and they were pretty smart. And then I started to have the same mindset as them, and and then I started to want the things that they wanted, and like not really like the things that they didn't like. Um, and so I started to become more like that. But then I didn't quite. There were still some parts that I had and that I still believe that they didn't really agree with. But like overall, like my mindset was kind of like them, and I laughed at stuff that like they laughed at. And so again, this just really backs up like what the Bible says, and then how it also supports science and data and research, and how it's not just a book that just someone made some stuff up and they hope it's true. No, like this is a book that's actually really practical, and it's it's very true. Um, and so it's like I went from being one person to a different person in terms of like things like my humor. Um, Again, the things I would laugh at, what I was focused on, and of course, I still had many of my characteristics, like I mentioned. But yeah, just humor stuff, like how I talk to people. And the people, and then on the flip side, the people who hang out with the people who don't care about grades, following rules, and respect often become unpleasant people. You hear um, because teenage boys like when we get started like in our teenage years, and like for teenage girls too, when they start hanging around with certain people who have like a certain mindset, the more and more they hang out with them, the more and more they become like them. And this is also why it's important to find the right group of people to hang out with who all have like a good general mindset. Not not to not too like just smart and arrogant. Like again, it is good to be smart, but sometimes being being very intelligent and thinking that you know it all can lead to arrogance. And so you don't really want to find that, because then it's like you could be laughing about something that isn't even funny. But then you don't want to be with a group of people who just don't care about life at all, and they're just goofing around. They don't care where they end up. And so it's really good to find like that balance, like the people that kind of have like a good general mindset, but then but then to where it's like they're still like they can still they're still kind of like human, not necessarily like human, like physical flesh and heart and stuff like that, but like to where that they can still like relate with people, and to where they're still respectful too. So, you know, so many times society goes in all different directions. People want to be the biggest, the baddest, the strongest, but then it's like they don't know how to talk to people or how to relate with the common man or how to just kind of talk, and be friendly. But then it's like you have the people who don't really care about trying at all and they don't want to work and improve themselves. So then, but then they do care about the common man, like they're down there. But then it's like they don't want to invest in themselves too. And so again, it's really balance because, um, again, you see a lot of times society goes in all different types of directions. They it like to, to where some people are so focused on one thing that they forget about other things, and we as believers make this mistake sometimes too, to where it's like we focus so much on one aspect of God that we forget about the other aspect of God, or like we focus on the law so much and then not always about like grace and forgiveness. But then sometimes some people focus on just His love and then His grace, and then they forget about like what He expects of us, how He expects us to serve Him. Balance is key. Finding people who kind of have like a general mindset, like to where it's like they have goals and um they have like a general idea of like where they're headed, or that they believe in God, um ideally. But again, just kind of like they have a general mindset, and they're investing in themselves, and they're getting ready to go into whatever that is. But then also it's kind of like, okay, but then to where they're still humble enough and they're still respectful enough to where they'll respect people, and they can, um, be kind with the common man. So balance is key. Don't take too much of this, don't take too much of that, because it's again, it's really a lot like a seesaw, right? um you like if you're if one side's too heavy, right, then it goes down, but then the other side gets lifted up, and then so right, you have to find like equal weight. So I just really felt the spirit leading on that. Yeah, that's it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.